Welcome to magnificent Atlantic City, New Jersey, the spectacular Trump Taj Mahal, home tonight to the world's most prestigious mixed martial arts event. This building is energized in anticipation of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. This is UFC, locked and loaded. Hi again, everybody. I'm Mike Goldberg. We welcome you to Atlantic City in what promises to be, this evening, the most monumental night in the history of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Gathered here in this building, here tonight, some of the greatest Y2K gladiators in the world set to display their wide array of mixed martial arts talents in the sport's biggest stage, the Octagon. Not one but two belts are on the line in the heavyweight division and in the welterweight division. My partners in the broadcast booth again this evening, the Olympic gold medalist Jeff Blatnick, our former middleweight champion Frank Shamrock, and could this be a special night for heavyweight Pedro Rizzo, an opportunity to bring the belt back to Brazil?
Oh, it's a very special night for Rizzo. What a banger, a great striker with his hands, with his feet. Puas was a UFC champion, and this is his protege. Pedro would like nothing better but to bring that belt back, but Couture stands in his way. This is the second time Randy has earned the belt. He is smart, he is adaptable, and he can take people down.
What about our welterweights tonight? We got Carlos Newton, the samurai, the master of the samurai, excellent at submissions, excellent at striking, a wild, wild puncher, a wild fighter. And we've got Pat Miletich, undefeated in the Octagon. He is the champion, the consummate champion. No one can beat him. What's going to happen with this fight?
The young warrior against the old veteran in the welterweight division. The rules of the Octagon: 3 judges will score the bout. The duration is 3 5-minute rounds. In the preliminary matchups, the non-championship matchups, if you will. And then for the 2 title fights, 5 5-minute rounds. Octagon regulations: round winner gets 10 points, opponents get 9 or less, based on effective striking, grappling, aggressiveness, and Octagon control. The weight classes are a bit different since the last time we were with you here in Atlantic City. 5 will be featured tonight, including the lightweight division where Jens Pulver is the champion. And as I mentioned, the 2 titles on the line, Miletich and Couture defending their titles tonight. Tito Ortiz is our light heavyweight champion. Speaking of heavyweights with a big-time voice, let's check in with the veteran voice of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, working his 24th event. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Marquettes Arena, located where the boardwalk meets the sea, at the Trump Taj Mahal Resort and Casino in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Tonight, Zuffa Entertainment presents UFC Locked and Loaded. This event is sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board with Mr. Larry Hazard, Commissioner. And now, for the thousands of UFC fans in attendance tonight and the millions of UFC fans watching around the world that wish they could be here, it's time to begin the Ultimate Fighting Championship!
Our first bout of the evening, a light heavyweight matchup between Ricardo Almeida and the silver medalist Matt Lindland.
My name is Ricardo Almeida. They call me Big Dog. I am 6 foot and I weigh 205 pounds. I train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under Renzo Gracie. This should be my toughest challenge yet. Right now I'm in the best shape of my life. Fighting the UFC is like a dream come true. My greatest strength are submissions and groundwork. I predict I'll win. Doesn't have to be short, doesn't have to be long, as long as my arm is up in the air.
My name is Matt Lindland, 6 feet, 190 pounds. I'm fighting out of Oregon City, Oregon. My nickname is The Law. My strengths are obviously going to be in my wrestling experience and working from the clinch. I won a silver medal in the 2000 games in Sydney, and now I'm ready to win in the Octagon. I'm ready for the fight, and I'm ready for whatever he brings. This is my second time in the octagon. I won the first time and I'm ready to do it again. I just plan on putting the beat down on somebody, plain and simple.
Tail of the tape for our matchup in the light heavyweight division between Lindland and Almeida. The 24-year-old against the 30-year-old. The height is exactly the same at 6 foot, and the weight is not a huge difference. A wrestler against a jiu-jitsu expert, and two men who are very well versed in a lot of skills. Tail of the tape for our first matchup here tonight from Atlantic City. So Almeida is set to go in his UFC debut, and Lindland wants to up his UFC record to 2-0. Our referee is Mario Yamasaki.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go!
And this night is officially underway.
Some of you might notice right away, neither are wrestling shoes. Lindland, the wrestler, may have chosen to want to wear them, but in New Jersey, under the new unified rules, no shoes. And Lindland gets the first takedown.
Jeff, you as a wrestler know this very well. Matt Lindland, in talking to him today, said, I love being in the octagon alone with everybody watching me, because in the sport of wrestling, you can be in the Nationals and 16 other mats are being utilized.
He's really working on the bottom here.
Almeida's really working for that arm. He had the leg hooked inside, his arm in the leg, and he's really scooting his hips around. But Lindland, he looked like he knew exactly what was going on.
Lindland victorious at UFC 29, defeating Yoji Anjo back in December of 2000.
I saw Lindland elevate his wrestling ability at Sydney, earning the silver medal. He moved up a weight class just a few weeks ago at the U.S. Nationals, beat Quincy Clark, his teammate in Sydney, a weight above where he won his medal. So he is really gaining confidence, and working with Couture and Henderson, I think, has helped him to adjust to the MMA style and get the right kind of training.
Almeida looks really ring savvy too. Look at his feet up on the fence. He's crawling himself away, pulling himself out so he doesn't get caught. That's really Matt Lindland's strength, I think, is to get him in the fence and stop all of his movement.
Sure.
Stop his hips, stop his submissions, stop his ability to attack.
Now Almeida, the 4-time national jiu-jitsu champion in Brazil, also a 2-time Rio de Janeiro state champion, and a Pan American champion in '99. A black belt under Renzo Gracie is a great accomplishment.
That says a lot right there.
And there's a little bit of a warning by referee Mario Yamasaki to Almeida about grabbing the fence.
Almeida's sitting up really nice around his shoulder there. We're trying to work that arm. Classic jiu-jitsu there. You see him, his hands tied up inside there. He's trying to pull that arm out.
And now Lindland responding. He's brought the arm back onto that side, try to help.
Ricardo does have quite a bit more power. I mean, physical strength. You see the weight advantage. You see the physique on him. He looks like he has more power. There's a reflection of a new rule change with no elbow points. I saw him trying to tweak that forearm around there to land a clean blow.
Well, Almeida here just hanging on to that position, threatening the arm of Lindland. Lindland feels confident. He's got it pulled down under the leg and uses the leg as a handle so the arm can't come out. But he's limited in his offense, Almeida, because he's committed to one hold, limited in what he can do.
Some rule changes, some differences in the weight divisions as we talked to you at the top of the show about. We'll visit when those are pertinent throughout the night on those subjects, as Lindland trying to work his opponent up against the fencing.
Whoa, look at that elevation.
Lindland trying to pass the guard. Spins around and can't get a shot in here. Matt Lindland.
Great defense by Lindland there. Nice counter move and then pulling out and getting square.
He didn't make the mistake of coming up off his knees either and have the risk of getting kicked. That was savvy.
Well, with Henderson, Couture, and Lindland all together on the same team, training pretty much exclusively in the sport of mixed martial arts now, you have 3 of the finest and most decorated wrestlers in the sport in the past decade. And these guys love the fact that this is different, Jeff. Giving those wrestlers those new things they can try, new things they try to achieve.
Well, whenever you're in a single discipline, you're limited by that discipline's rules. And in the MMA, and particularly the UFC, you have to be very well-rounded in a bunch of different skill sets. So it's fun to listen to Matt Lindland and Randy Couture talk about how they've expanded their knowledge and how much fun it is, and to do things that traditionally in the sport of wrestling you're not able to do.
Well, if you ask Matt Lindland, he will tell you that he believes, not surprisingly, that wrestling is still the best background But the question oftentimes with the wrestler, Jeff, is how can they finish the fight other than the style of ground and pound we've seen many times?
It goes right back to you've got to go through the learning curve. You've got to go give up your pride as a champion in one discipline and accept the fact that you're going to be taught some lessons for a while in the new one.
They are on their feet, and Lindland and Almeida not afraid to go at each other.
I don't think that's smart for Almeida to be going under Matt Lindland. You know, he might have an attempt, but I think Lindland there is much too strong for him, much too savvy.
Even with all his great success in the sport of wrestling, Matt Lindland made an interesting comment to me today, Frank. He said, "Never have I ever been involved in a fight that has gone exactly the way that I thought it would."
Yeah, that's a true statement right there, because I mean, anything can happen out there. You're trying to take another man's will from him, and that's an unpredictable time.
And I think that might have been a foul there. That might have been a foul. He pointed.
Yamasaki checking with the judge's table, and yes, he has assessed one.
He has assessed a point foul for a kick to the head. Lindland was on both knees. You are not allowed to kick a grounded well, actually, in the head. And that's where the kick went to, was Lindland's head. That is illegal. You're allowed to kick to the body on the ground, but not to the head.
Nice kick there. Nice inside kick. Interesting how Almeida just kind of gave up the whole thing and sat into the guard.
And I think that's because of his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background. He likes to operate there. And here, a threatening hold on Lindland's right arm. Almeida searching for a way to pull it out, but Lindland able to get some body shots and score in that position. And then the foul, kicking the head of a grounded fighter. Right there, very clear. Lindland will look up at the referee after a second there and say, "Hey, that wasn't right." Mario Yamasaki assessing the foul. And the reason he didn't break it is Almeida was down. And they're not going to let Almeida foul his way to the standing position.
All right, let's see what happens beginning of the second of a scheduled 3 5-minute rounds here in Atlantic City. Both try to connect.
Kick. Almeida's got some powerful kicks.
That was a pretty good punch there, too.
Tried to go high, perhaps getting the attention of Matt Lindland. Lindland with the left, going straight at his opponent.
Southpaw may pose problems to Almeida. Not used to seeing a left-hander.
Oh, Lindland took one there. Well, you look at the way Lindland stands, got all that weight on his front leg. You can tell he's a wrestler. He's just waiting to shoot.
And there he was confused. He went to punch, then he thought about shooting, and he didn't do either. And now he's settled for his instinct, upper body holds.
Yeah, that's a dangerous time, too, where you're in that in-between and you're not sure what's going on. He's got the double underhook, though. It's a good spot for Lindland.
Lindland has some good experience, having been in the WFF, the IFC, and then, of course, his debut victorious in the UFC.
4-0 in mixed martial arts overall is Lindland, the 5-time national champion in wrestling.
Beautiful inside trip.
The wrestler always, Jeff, as much as anyone who has competed in this sport, wants to bring this fight to their world.
Well, if the stand-up isn't working well for you, then yes, bring it to your world where you feel more in control and have more skills to bring to bear. Or if you're trying to survive and limit the opponent's offense.
And Almeida showed us briefly that he has a little offense on his feet.
He does. He threw some bombs up there and some good kicks. Those were nice, solid kicks, especially from that southpaw stance.
This is a very close fight.
Almeida very respectful of his opponent coming into tonight's contest. Basically saying, I know I could not have drawn a tougher opponent here in my UFC debut. And he anticipated this would be a great fight, and it has been so far.
Now when Lindland brings his weight up this way, that brings the legs up with him. Shoulder shot.
Lindland coming with the shoulder punch. That's an old school move we haven't seen for a while. That's an old boxing move right there.
Closed guard being utilized by Almeida. Almeida was actually born in Manhattan. So the Brazilian sport of jiu-jitsu actually came to him as opposed to his travels overseas to Brazil, training under Renzo Gracie.
Matt Lindland tried the mouth cover technique.
I'll tell you what, Frank, there's nothing more disruptive than sit there and think, okay, I stopped them from hurting me, and then suddenly you can't breathe.
2:10 remains in round number 2.
And Lindland here applying pressure just to hold his opponent down.
You see Almeida's arm is still caught inside. He's still going for the arm.
Yeah, he's still hanging in there. Lindland's just stopping him from going anywhere with it.
Walk to your right, Matt. Cover his hips.
Now, Almeida, a huge fan of this sport. Said back when he was 16 years old, he saw Royce Gracie having great success inside the octagon, and he said, you know what, I think I'd like to do this someday. And tonight happens to be that opportunity. Lindland catches a kick, talks to the referee, Mario Yamasaki. That's the second time Lindland reacts. Yamasaki's all over, calls the timeout. Our referee's well-versed in the rules here tonight. Watch the kick.
They put that one knee down. Boom.
Well, technically Almeida might have been down, but I think Mario wanted to make sure that he understood that was another foul for kicking a
flying knee.
Lindland closes the gap, though, and tries to bring his opponent back down to the mat.
Look at how quickly Lindland moved around him.
Oh, that's a huge move by Matt Lindland.
He took his back, too.
Wrestling 101. Lindland is bloodied up, though, on his right eye, right in the corner, on that flying knee.
He's looking at it right now.
He's trying to assess it. Sight of your own blood, you always ask the question, how bad is it? That's right.
And is it mine?
Well, I think Matt knows it's his.
Under a minute remains in round number 2.
Classic jiu-jitsu, classic wrestling. I think Almeida, he needs to open that guard up. He has to make Lindland move, make him work, make him try some more things, or make him try some more punches and make him vulnerable. Holding him in his legs like that, he's not going to get anywhere.
Now he's trying to create some room.
Lindland happy to come to his feet.
Look at that. Threatened him right away.
Now
I'm not sure I'd be doing this if I were Matt Lindland.
Now you can kick him anywhere but the head.
Well, you can tell this isn't Matt's game because Almeida's actually doing a better job from the bottom and striking.
Well, he can't kick now. He's grounded.
Smart tactic, utilizing the new rule and sneaking his way in there like that.
Yeah, I'm sure Matt would rather stay here than anywhere.
I was surprised when he got up in the first place.
Yeah, me too.
Final seconds of round number 2 have concluded.
Well, there's no doubt with the foul, Lindland is in control of this fight, and there's been 2 of them.
2 of them in each round.
Watch this throw. Take us through it, Olympic gold medalist.
Well, Lindland's a wrestler, and he snuck around the side once he got his hands locked. And here you see the left foot in front. That cart carries the weight up onto his hips, arches through, brings him right down there. Let's take another look at that from a different angle. Here as he steps in and comes over the top. Watch the elbow from Almeida right there. Probably cut him, and that's where the blood came from. But a terrific throw by Lindland. Well executed back suplex.
How many times have you seen him do that in his wrestling career?
I've seen Matt do some great body lifts going into that back suplex. In fact, that's how he won the Nationals. He beat Quincy Clark in the last few seconds with a body lift.
Don't forget to log on online scoring. Well in the favor of Matt Lindland.
And with a throw like that, a nice spectacular move, and winning the round and a foul, that could easily be a 10-8 round, maybe a 10-7.
Log on at UFC.tv, www.ufc.tv. Be interactive in the action here tonight. Another good kick. But how can Almeida keep it up on his feet right now? How can he avoid Matt Lindland, Frank?
But he's got to stay out of that clinch. The clinch is really his nemesis right now. Every time he gets in the clinch,
gonna win here.
Lindland works him, tosses him, scoots around, sweeps the leg, gets him down. He's got to stay on the outside and box.
Now one of his heroes really, and his best friend's training partner Randy Couture, is a Greco guy. And so the clinch utilized very well by Couture. We'll see if he can use it effectively later tonight in the title fight against Pedro Rizzo. But it's being utilized here very well by Matt Lindland.
Using great control that he learned from wrestling on top, not to get into any position where he's going to get submitted. Frank, he didn't take the a la bait you offered me with staying on the knees. Go ahead, try to take my back, and I'm going to do the forward roll under you and hook a leg. Lindland seems pretty seasoned at countering defense.
I'm really impressed with Lindland's caginess in the ring. He's backing out of submissions, he's watching him come and slipping him. Really impressive as a wrestler. putting all those tools out there.
I just didn't like him sitting there throwing leg kicks, and the other guy's doing those short ones right at his leg, and I just didn't like that there. But this is Matt Lindland's territory.
Now, he's an incredibly intelligent competitor, and the one thing about Matt Lindland is he can excel in the adverse conditions. He has not been put under a bunch of adversity, though, by his opponent here in our first matchup of the night from Atlantic City.
And Lindland's willing to go on his feet with him.
Almeida's up. 3 minutes, 10 seconds remains in the third and final round.
This is just a dangerous game for Lindland.
Well, it is and it isn't. I haven't seen anything that Almeida has done that threatened Matt in the standing position. A couple good kicks to his legs, but nothing really upstairs.
Well, he's been coming with that flying knee, and that's the real power shot.
And Lindland, I think, feels he can continue to get takedowns, and instead of always operating from a fixed set guard where he can't outthink Almeida there, because Almeida's trained so much in it, that maybe he can catch him in a transition off of one of the takedowns. That's the wrestler's transitionary motion, is the takedown. Maybe I can get something off it.
Jiu-jitsu athletes display an ability to punish their opponents from their back, with their opponents in their guard. And the one thing Lindland has been able to avoid is Almeida throwing any type of attack his way when Almeida was on his back.
Almeida's not very busy on the bottom. He's content to work for submissions, but he's got no setup. So you see him coming. It's just plain as day. He needs to punch, and then move and try a hold.
I liked what you did to me, Frank, and he was doing it early. He turns his side so that Lindland's constantly forced to adjust to his hips, meaning Lindland's not in any offense. And if you can start to get some motion there, you find some transitions where maybe you can sneak the submission in. But Lindland here with this slow pace, too much control, too much hip power.
And he's doing more damage.
Yeah, he's not going to leave the base, and there's good punches.
Oh, and Almeida was reaching under the leg again, trying for that armbar, and he totally got caught for it.
Matt's wife, Angie, in attendance here this evening. The first time she has watched her husband in mixed martial arts fight live. In fact, Matt told me she never watches on pay-per-view because of the fear that the outcome may go against her husband. She'll watch it after she knows that her husband is okay. And so far, he has been okay here tonight.
Lindland here, if he continues his wrestling as well as his MMA, the World Championships will be hosted at Madison Square Garden in New York for the sport of Olympic wrestling. Lindland clearly is in the #1 position at his weight class, and he could certainly be competing there in September. Trials will be in Cincinnati in June. And Lindland doing a smart thing here. Now I'm wondering what they're going to do.
Yeah, kick again, they're going to stand him up. That was the third time. And Lindland talking. Now, Lindland is using a good strategy here as the fight is over.
He's going to DQ him.
Yeah.
He kicked him.
Third foul.
He kicked him.
Kicking a downed opponent.
He kicked him.
Good show of class of the competitors. Instincts take over for these fighters. Almeida met nothing by it, but the rules are the rules, and they are not to be broken.
And he actually pulled the kick, but it made contact. Mario Yamasaki, and I think Matt Lindland was in charge of the fight at that point. But without a doubt, the foot did make contact. It was the third kick, and that's an automatic disqualification.
For the official decision, we go inside the octagon and check in with the veteran voice of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the third round at 4 minutes and 21 seconds, we have a disqualification of Mr. Ricardo Almeida. For the winner, Matt the Law Lindland.
Here comes that throw, Jeff.
Lindland gets in tight, and then he's going to take him sideways here. This was that takedown after he led him back to his feet. Very good control of the hips with the arms. Nice twisting.
Good left hands there by Lindland when he was working for that arm right on the face.
So the victory goes to Matt Lindland. The Olympic silver medalist is 2-0 in the UFC. Now we are set for a heavyweight fight between the big man, 6'9" Semi Schilt, and a fighter we are familiar with out of the Lion's Den, Pete Williams.
My name is Semi Schilt from Holland. I'm 6'9". My weight is 118 kilograms. I'm a pancreas fighter. My best techniques are my punches and my knees. I'm very excited to be in the UFC. It's gonna be a nice fight.
Pete Williams, heavyweight. My nickname is El Duro. I'm 6'3" tall, 230 pounds. I train out of the Lions Den in San Diego, California. My style is submission fighting. I want to just dominate the fight and dominate the pace of the fight. My kicks and punches are strong and fast. I'm definitely looking forward to getting back into the octagon. I think you're going to see a win from the Lions Den from strikes.
Tail of the tape, Schilt and Williams. Two heavyweight competitors with Schilt 2 years older, but much, much bigger. 7 inches taller and has deadly, deadly knees. Pete Williams, Semi Schilt, set to compete in the heavyweight division, where our current champion Randy Couture will later defend his belt. Our referee is Big John McCarthy.
Are you ready? Let's get on!
A heavyweight rep for a heavyweight bout. And
right
look
away.
at how big Semi Schilt is.
I don't know if it's a good idea to stand over that big guy.
This reminds me of the Rocky movie with Hulk Hogan taking
My
on Rocky
goodness.
Balboa. Oh. But Petey brings him down.
And exactly what he wanted to do. Didn't seem like Pete wanted to trade too many strikes up there.
No, in fact, he looked a little timid up there.
He did.
Which I would be too. But.
Kind of had almost a smirk on his face, like, I'm not going to trade with you. Just give me a chance to get you down, and he did. And he did it rather easily. I mean, he came right into the body, clinch, grab, just knocked down.
Semi is so tall. There's so much room to shoot on. But at the same time, we were talking about the submissions. His limbs are so long, they're hard to get holds on. They're almost too big.
And look at his grip. He's nearly, his thumb and finger are touching around the wrist of Pete Williams. That's why Williams isn't doing anything right now. His hands are uncontrolled.
Can he even reach to try to punch when that guard is extended as it is, Frank?
Well, that's a strength in itself. If you can't hit the guy and his knees are keeping you too far away, you can't do nothing to him. And that's exactly what's happened here. He can't get his hands away.
Very interesting defense. I've never seen anyone control another person's hands this long.
Well, this is truly
in a fight.
Truly designed by him for his height. This is exactly what Semi needs for his body. He has completely stalled Pete out right here.
You just wonder, you're going to burn your arms out hanging on so long. I've wrestled some people who hang on, hang on, hang on. As soon as you get away, the dam breaks. But he seems to be very comfortable in this position, and as you say, it's designed for that body type.
I mean, this wouldn't work for me, but this works exactly for Semi because of his length.
Williams is doing a good job here, putting him up against the fence.
Bring him here, brother.
There he can close the distance.
Short punching,
But Petey trying to just get those arms loose is extending some huge energy.
Let him open it, brother.
Now you wonder if the gloves are giving him a grip because he's out around where the band wraps around the wrist. Pete, there's a number of techniques we practice to break grips, rolling your wrist, moving, trying to bring hands together, sometimes banging the wrists together to get them to bang.
He's got the full mount. He has passed the guard. A big Semi Schilt.
And up against the fence, he's not going to have a whole lot of room to move.
We'll see how Semi is savvy, and if he uses that fence to bridge on, he'll be just fine. If he doesn't, he's going to be in some trouble here. Yeah, I don't think he knows about the fence.
He doesn't seem real comfortable on moving right here.
You trained a lot of time with Pete Williams, and it's safe to say his strength is still the ground game.
His strength is the ground game. His strength is his wrestling, and his strength is being on top. So this, is not a good spot for Semi at all.
With the exception of Mikey Burnett in my memory, who enjoyed standing up and banging and banging and banging, most of the Lions Den were brought up as submission grapplers.
Yeah,
that is your strength. That is where you evolved from.
Yeah, we originally trained in submission wrestling. Wrestling was a forte. Striking has come along since then. And, been a major point, a 50-50% point.
Right there, get busy.
Well, striking is the fun part, as everybody says. Being the one striking, not the one struck upon, of course.
And nice job of putting the knee in the stomach and raising himself up so he could strike with his right hand. Pete Williams scores some more. good tactic. Doing it again here.
Brady trying to come down with a left. Schilt is obviously very strong and powerful too, because arm for arm he's overpowering Pete Williams.
But on his back, and he's carrying all that weight right now. Normally a jiu-jitsu practitioner is trying to tire the top man. I think Schilt's going to be the one wary after this round. He's just blowing a lot of energy against Pete's elbow. He's resting, but he's blowing energy trying to go against Pete's static elbow.
Pete has taken on bigger opponents before, but not quite as large as this man in the UFC stage, in the octagon, the ultimate proving ground.
It's still a difficult riddle for Pete Williams because of the length. His legs are being tied up, and when he goes to extend with a punch, it's coming up a little bit shorter than he wants it. But that can come with cardio. Once he gets him tired, he can close that little bit of range that he needs. Full mount again.
Pete's taking it easy. He's taking his time. He's just picking him apart. He's having a hard time doing damage and achieving position. He's just going to wear him out.
There's some elbows that are effective to end round number 1 for Pete Williams.
Some punches there as well.
Position, getting the full mount, Frank, and then being able to hold on to it, having his opponent up against the fence.
It takes a lot of energy out of it, and you got to know where to go. You're stuck in the fence. You can't bridge. If you do bridge, there's a secondary wall that he can block himself on. You got to get out of the fence. It's just a hole.
Is it me, or does Schilt look a little bit like Dolph Lundgren? Is it me? I'll tell you though, he is put together for a man that big. 6'9".
Here's a takedown by Williams.
He's strong.
You know, we were talking about, he was all timid, but the second he got that hole, he double-legged in there hard and didn't slow down.
Stayed on the hips, which I think was a good move rather than going down to the legs.
Now watch this left elbow. Oh! Boom. Got it with the forearm, which is legal. Can't use the pointed part of the elbow. He was careful to get the forearm in.
It's the downward strike of the elbow, the way that New Jersey is reading it. So literally, you got to be bringing the elbow point down. Anything thrown with an arc is going to be legal.
Which I think also is safe to say, with the punches to the head, Jeff, if you arc them in, you probably keep yourself in a safe position.
If you're punching and you have the man's back, yes. If you punch straight down at the back of the head, you're going to get a foul. But if you're throwing arcing punches to the side and the front, they're going to let that go.
Oh,
even
nice
if he
front
turns
kick
his
landed.
Head. And Williams in tight, but now the leverage of Schilt is going to work.
He's and a left just missed. Pete Williams just ducked underneath that big left.
Well, that one arm was choking Pete Williams too.
Oh, nice leg kick. The semi is so long.
Schilt closing in.
Nice front kick.
He goes down hard. And Schilt got it to the stomach.
He should make him stand up.
Pete Williams.
He should make him stand up.
And he's going to do it.
Oh, that's a bad spot to be in.
Pete caught his breath down on the bottom. Knocked the wind out of him that time, though.
Yeah,
there's another one. And Williams tries to shoot again.
Oh,
Schilt with a knee.
Williams in trouble here. He's been rattled.
Nice.
Now he's absorbing punishment. Watch the knee.
High kick.
Front kick again.
Another. And a left jab that connects. Williams trying to get down to the mat.
He almost unloaded on him.
He almost did.
Pete Williams back on his feet. Schilt in control here. First minute, a left that connects. And a front kick. Down goes Williams. And this is over. It's all over. Semi Schilt is victorious. How good was that? That was a beautiful fight.
Talk about understanding yourself, knowing what your limitations are, where your strengths lie. Schilt seemed to understand what he needed to do in the second round.
Here comes that front kick.
Looking at it here, he's setting him up with the jab, and then there comes right in, and you can see it glanced off the midsection, but it hurt Williams.
Right in the solar plex. You watch that land, boom, right in the solar plex.
And he goes down hard, but he was able to recuperate there, and Schilt took your advice and let him up, and it was the right advice. Williams didn't seem to fully recover, and accurate kicks and punches puts Williams away.
There's the end. Hit him with that left, again to the body, again with the left, just soft.
All of them very accurate.
Wow, impressive. Semi Schilt victorious in his UFC debut. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 1 minute and 28 seconds of the second round, due to a referee stoppage, we have the winner, Mr. Sammy Shields.
And a great start to this evening's card. Up next, welterweights. Shoney Carter against Matt the Terra Serra.
My name is Matt Serra. They call me the Terra. I'm fighting out of East Meadow, New York. I'm 5'6", I'm 170 pounds. My strengths are submissions. I like to finish the opponent off. I like to leg lock, choke, arm lock. I like to finish the guy. And if he wants to brawl, I'm game for that too. I haven't lost yet, and I don't plan on it. I'm psyched to be in the UFC, and I can't wait to get it on.
My name is Shoney Carter, Mr. International. I'm 5'9", 170 pounds. I'm from the fighting city of Chicago, Illinois. For me, this is a job, and I enjoy doing my job. I am undefeated in the UFC and plan on keeping it that way. My prediction of the fight is me winning, of course, nothing less. I have only one goal here in the UFC, and it is the welterweight world title.
Tail of the tape in the welterweight fight between Carter and Serra. Carter is 3 years older, 3 inches taller, both making weight under 170 pounds. Serra's fired up in his corner. Carter's ready to go in his, and Mario Yamasaki is our referee.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go!
A scheduled 3 5-minute rounds.
I think Matt will have this one right on the ground.
And Serra, his debut. Carter with a lot of experience and a lot of different disciplines.
Well, Matt Serra said he was going to strike. It looked like he got into a little bit there.
Gets a single leg, brings down his opponent, Shoney Carter, who has truly tons of experience. Claims a 44-5-5 mixed martial arts record. Wow.
That's a worker right there.
You got that right.
Busy.
Had a chance to talk with him at length yesterday, and he is a very interesting man. But his guard was passed very quickly there. And here is Serra trying to tee off on Carter.
And Carter's a powerful guy, and he musters his way out.
Oh! And brings his opponent down.
What an incredible reversal.
Serra likes to operate from here. I actually have rolled with Matt Serra. I've actually been submitted by Matt Serra.
The list is long but distinguished.
I know. It's very distinguished. How'd you like it? Everybody who walked in again is great.
He's got a solid arm attempt. Shoney better start walking with that.
Oh,
He's in a bad spot. Look at his arm trapped up in there. He got it fully figure forward.
What's the key for Carter defensively here?
Well, Shoney's got to roll with this. He's got to roll. He's got to get out of there. He's in a bad way. Look at that arm. That's maybe too late, that roll.
Oh, he got it. He got out.
What great patience displayed by Shoney Carter.
And flexibility, boy. That is flexibility plus.
That was nice. This is a good spot for Matt Serra right now. Side mount, knee inside.
Well, he's got his leg hooked in a precarious way there, too. Now it's better because it's up by the knee. When he had the ankle, he had a lot of leverage.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Old school jiu-jitsu right there.
Serra is truly superb on the ground.
He is. He's a phenomenal submission guy. He just goes and goes and goes for the finish. Now, it may hurt him. He may use all his energy going for a finish and not do enough damage.
Oh, my big high kick to Shoney Carter. Serra connecting.
Uh-oh. Oh, he's got the leg.
Carter takes a right.
Serra looks smooth.
How impressive a start for Matt Serra.
Look at that. He was in the mount. He went to a leg lock, fully reversed it. Now he's back in a half guard again.
He's different from your typical jiu-jitsu artist, Frank, because of what we just saw a moment ago. He'll really bring the fight to his opponent.
He does. He throws lots of combinations, and he's really aggressive. And you know, traditional jiu-jitsu is that passive waiting style. This guy's taking his art, and he's pulling holds out of people.
Oh, I've been here before.
Shoney's got that. He's got one arm to block it.
Got a little high, but he'll keep working. Now he's going to work for it harder here. On the side.
This is a bad spot, and Shoney just needs to get his back to the mat. He'd rather be mounted than be choked right now, and he'd better get his back to the mat.
You want to talk about a wide array of skills and techniques utilized in a 3-minute period. You talk about the first round display we've seen of Matt Serra.
Crazy.
And the crowd reacts to his dominance here in the fight thus far. The Long Island native with a hometown crowd feel here in Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Seems to be catching his wind now. Now look for him to gather himself, maybe go for it a little bit harder. Carter doing a nice job of hand control.
He's controlling the hands, but he's not getting us back to the mat.
Correct.
He's still not out of the position, but he's not being choked. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, slipped right out of a leg choke.
Yeah, figure 4 was there. Didn't take it.
Now Carter's up on his feet. Carter wants to throw something.
We got kicked in the head last time.
You got that
hands
right.
up.
I said throw, not catch. Carter, Mr. International. And Serra shooting in.
Oh!
Wow. Almost a flying armbar.
Leg choke attempt. Triangle attempt.
I mean, Serra just keeps so busy, Jeff.
He has worked hard. Last time I went with him was 2 years ago, and he's a lot faster, a lot smoother, and very confident in his standing position.
Well, Matt's motto on training is the harder I train, the luckier I get. This is not luck here in round number 1, believe me.
Wisdom in those words.
You got that right. 15 seconds remaining in round number 1.
Not even a hesitation.
Nice.
He'll bang.
Oh!
Connects
He hit
that
him with a
time,
spinning
though.
elbow.
And Serra smiles.
Oh! That was beautiful. Through the right leg kick.
We got ourselves a match here, boys. Wow.
Look at that. Spinning elbow right on the temple.
Bang.
If that had been an inch lower, Matt Serra would have been sleeping out there. Look at this. All the way around. Bing. Just glazing.
And I wondered, is Carter getting, or is Serra getting a little bit overconfident with his abilities first time in the octagon? He's definitely a guy on the ground. And Carter pulls something out of his bag and knocks Serra down.
That is some old Taekwondo stuff right there.
That is the one thing when you speak to Shoney Carter that he's very boastful of. Being a man who can compete in any different venue, in any different discipline. And Serra took the punishment there of the old kung fu fighting move a moment ago of Shoney Carter. So Serra's up and he's okay. He definitively dominated the first round against Shoney Carter, but Carter, I think, sent a little message to his opponent at the end of that round.
And I think this gives Shoney some confidence out there right now.
Oh, he puts him back into the fight. You just knocked the guy down, hits him with the left.
Look how quickly he took the center of the ring. Something that you taught me, Frank, a long time ago. Come in and take the center of the ring. Force your opponent to work around the outside.
Yeah, if you want to be in a fight, be right in the middle of it. Don't look from the outside.
And fights change when you let a guy named Mr. Momentum back into it. And Shoney Carter's got a little bit of momentum here.
He was in a bad spot more than once in the first round. There's a right that connects from Shoney Carter.
This is a bad spot for Matt. Oh, beautiful attempt at a reversal.
Does a nice cradle down, but that's a wrestling move. It's not going to do you anything for you, but get you on top. Now what can Carter do to score? Clearly, Serra probably won that first round despite that knockdown by Carter late in the round. And Carter needs to find some offense now.
Despite the flash and dash of Shoney Carter and the outfit and the entrance that we saw tonight, this is a man who calls himself a real-world survivor. The drugs, the violence, the shootings, the poverty, the drive-bys that he grew up seeing firsthand every day. He said, I chose to persevere. And so being in here seems like nothing, although it is something, compared to some of the things he witnessed as a youth.
He's on his feet now, and this is where Shoney's going to persevere.
I think this is where Shoney's going to want to fight.
Former Marine, Shoney Carter.
There's a big left leg kick now.
High kick.
Serra coming back.
Does it seem like Serra's come back from that one knockdown, or does it still seem like he's a bit of a fog?
He's still a little off. And in fact, I just heard his corner telling him, clinch him up, survive, catch your breath. Just heard Henzo spit that out. I think he's still hurting from that shot. I don't think he's very experienced at taking blows like Shoney is.
And certainly when everything was going your way and you're so confident that everything's been a success, to suddenly wind up on your backside, that's reality.
Now that is what this is, reality combat. Here in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Locked and loaded tonight. 2 titles on the line in the welterweight division. Our champion Pat Miletich in the heavyweight division. Our champion Randy Couture. 2 decorated champions in Miletich and Couture.
Up against the fence. Somewhat of an attempt of a double leg, but he's really not trying to force it anywhere. He's in a lean, what I call the bind. Neither one is going to move. It's just positional advantage due to angle. And Carter able to time it when Serra tried to lift him, stopped him. Now he's on top. Is that a mount? Half guard.
He's got the half guard and he's working on.
Oh, and he's waiting for the leg.
Oh,
Can he lock it in this time?
He should be able to get that in.
Almost ate one there. Almost ate a right, did Carter. Carter's got good patience, though, doesn't he?
He does. He's really, really patient. He's really smooth. Like we say, he does so many different styles. It's very odd that he just wings stuff out, and he's comfortable doing it. It takes so long to get comfortable doing new and different things.
He's not hearing you, man.
Big breath from Matt Serra right now.
And he might have gotten pretty worked up in that first period. A lot of first-timers do. And there's the judo. There's the judo of Carter. Nice hip toss. It didn't get a lot of height to it, but it was still effective. Able to drive Serra down to the ground.
Carter's in this to win tonight, and he wants one thing, and that is a shot at the lightweight belt somewhere down the road. It was the lightweight that he was before. Now he is a welterweight. He'll take the belt within his weight class and try to win it. He's 2-0 in the UFC. The last time he was victorious was back in June of 2000 against Adrian Serrano.
Serra, everything's slowed down here. I'm amazed Carter hasn't taken some shots to the ribs here of Serra. Something to get some scoring on the board, dominate the round, win the round. He's doing better in this round. He could win this round at this point. It's close. Difference being just activity. Neither one is really scoring now. What a contrast between the first round and the second round.
It's almost as if Serra, as you guys mentioned, is a bit more deliberate on his look, as opposed to explosive. As Serra tries to close in on Carter.
He's tired. Look at him. He's tired.
Serra is getting tired, it seems.
Shoney, be a real smart fighter just to stand up.
It's almost as if, and Frank and Jeff, you talked about it, that shot at the end of the first round got in between the ears of Matt Serra.
And sometimes it's not how much physically you're hurt, it's how much mentally. And it was all going for Matt Serra, and then suddenly that one shot, and he hasn't been the same since.
Breathe. Relax, relax, relax.
Let's look at this here. Kick by Serra, followed by a nice left hand by Carter, and there's Serra. And I'll tell you, when you react that way, emotionally, it tells me that you're frustrated.
You're frustrated or you're hurt.
There, nice single leg by Serra. Tried to finish with a double leg, but unable to do so. Carter counters him out. And on the way up, look at what Serra tries to catch Carter with. Big time kick, but it missed.
Let's go, let's go. Online scoring in round number 2, heavily in favor of Shoney Carter.
Let's go!
The third and final round is underway. This could be the third and determining round in this matchup.
Yeah, Matt's looking really gassed.
And he's effective here. Let's see if he goes to an active guard and tries to go for a submission, or if Carter's going to cut him loose. And probably the smart tactic for Carter here seems to be standing.
It is, but I think Matt is really tired and really concerned about keeping this on the ground. So I see him just locking up, holding that arm and not going anywhere.
Carter talked a lot yesterday about not being a cookie cutter type fighter. He is far from that. He wants to leave his mark on the world in a bigger picture, and he leaves his mark in every matchup, one way or another, win or lose.
I really am impressed with Carter. He has come back and able to stop the takedowns, able to counter the takedowns well, and now seemingly to be able to stop any kind of submission attempt thrown at him by Matt Serra.
And now he's up.
And this is where I think he wants to be. Serra's still dangerous. It's just, it seems Carter's confidence has brought him back into this fight, and it has not waned at all.
Nice leg trip attempt.
Just missed with the right.
And
there's a shot from the ground.
Jiu-jitsu is a great discipline. Certainly one to build off of with submissions attempt and ground play, but the sport's evolved. You can't be one-dimensional. You've really got to have all-around skills. And that's what saved Shoney Carter in this fight. Not only the ability to stop Serra on the ground, but to come back and find ways to score standing.
3 minutes, 15 seconds remains in round 3.
Nice body work by Shoney there.
And he might be stealing the fight at this point. He might be. It was a big first round for Serra, but he's been able to come back. And that knockdown might have kept it from being a dominating round in the first round. It'll be interesting to see how the judges have it. But it seems as though Carter is now asserting himself in this third round.
Serra keeps throwing up that triangle choke, looking for them legs.
Carter in the center of the ring.
Oh my goodness.
That is a nice.
That was a hell of a double. Here's a switch. A switch.
Oh no.
Looking forward again.
Taking his back.
Can Carter get out of trouble a third time?
He's going to here.
There's the next hold. Oh, wow.
And you were already transitioning, Frank. You were already ahead looking at the next move.
Shoney was ahead of me because he knew it was coming. He pulled right out of that. It was not even close.
How frustrating is that to Matt Serra? Everything he tries, Carter is able to avoid.
Watch a throw here, maybe a big slam.
Well, you can tell how serious Matt is about getting to the ground if he's jumping up in the air like that.
Carter had no idea.
The balance of Shoney Carter, absolutely amazing.
Of what he wanted to do when Serra was in his arms a moment ago, so he did nothing.
Wow. Serra's working really hard to get this to the ground. That may be the last bit of his energy.
And it's frustrating when you're down there.
The high kick
home run,
the right arm.
Through the home run punch. And waiting for that shot.
Nice stop.
Good defense there by Shoney Carter. The corner speaking with Matt Serra, telling him he has to finish it now.
And he's got to hold the head when he goes for the arm. That's what Henzo's telling him.
His trainer-manager, Henzo Gracie. Carter with some good shots.
Those will score. And he might be securing this third round right now. Serra's got to be feeling a bit that he needs some kind of offense to ensure that he wins. And really, that's all it's going to take. He has the first round.
He's got his head in his arm.
He's got that arm bent back.
40 seconds remains in the third and final round.
Oh, he's got them legs figured forward.
There's a complete shot and another one to Carter.
If he can pull Shoney's arm across and pull that head down, he'll have a nice solid choke there. There we go, arm across.
23 seconds and another shot to Carter.
And Serra now starting to assert himself and score with offense.
Oh, he did it again! And he is out! And he is out! Shoney Carter has knocked out Matt Serra!
Yeah, that's a good call. He's still not able to get up.
Well, that was a lot of exhaustion and a couple big blows put him down.
I was about to say it could be determined in the final 15 seconds with that flurry a moment ago by Serra. But wow, what a finish here.
Look at the finish on that. Missed with the kick again and swung all the way around. That was a forearm that time. Well, that put him down. Looking at it again, he swung all the same move right on the jaw. That was a good stoppage. Matt was done. Serra was done. There's the kick and
oh, that is absolutely well timed. It's the second time in the fight he capitalized on Serra chasing him.
And it's the worst kind of punch. It's the one you don't see. And the one you don't see turns your brain off. And that's what happened to Matt right there.
And especially when you decide to move forward.
This is your day.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner by TKO and a referee stoppage at 4 minutes, 51 seconds of the third round. For the winner, Mr. International, Shoney Carter.
So Shoney Carter with the victory by KO with just 9 seconds remaining in the third and final round. This is UFC Locked and Loaded, and it certainly has been so far here tonight. A slimmed down version of Kevin Randleman set to take on Chuck Liddell.
My name is Chuck Liddell. They call me the Iceman. 6'2", 204 pounds. I'm fighting out of San Luis Obispo, California. I'm a kickboxer, also training wrestling and jiu-jitsu. My best weapons are my hands and my feet. This should be a tough, exciting fight, but I should win. I've been here before, I'm experienced, I'm ready. It's great to be back in the octagon.
My name is Kevin Christopher Randleman, alias The Monster. I'm fighting out of the Hammer House, Columbus, Ohio. Getting back in the octagon, it's going to be a rush. My biggest strength is my mentality. You've never seen me in this good shape. Hardcore, 100%. Kick my ass, I kick yours. I'm not scared to trade blows with anyone. I'm finally at my weight class. Someone's going to get knocked out. Given the chance, I'm going to kick his head off. I am the lion of the light heavyweight class.
He is one intimidating looking man, and he has the power to back it up. Liddell, so devastating with strikes. And Randleman, if he can take it down and do the ground and pound, it could be a very painful night for his opponent. Our referee is Big John McCarthy.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get it on! Come on!
Here we go. Randleman quickly taking the center of the ring. Randleman loves to punch. Is it a dangerous game he could play, though, with a world-class kickboxer? Something to look for early.
There's a lot of difference just in their body makeup in terms of taller, lankier, more compact, more powerful, but Randleman, I believe, has the faster twitch. He's going to be quicker, more explosive.
Oh, he took the knee.
Did take it. He'll go for takedown, and he'll look to ground and pound.
Look at the vascularity on Randleman's leg. It is unreal.
Kevin Randleman bursting onto the scene here in the world of mixed martial arts, coached by the former heavyweight champion Mark Coleman. Randleman, a former heavyweight champion, taking on really one of the quiet killers in this world of mixed martial arts, and that is Chuck Liddell, whose last win was impressive over Jeff Monson.
I think the key word in that, Mike, is killer. Yeah. This guy is quiet, he's calm, he's cool, he's relaxed, he's a total underdog. But he's got serious skills.
Liddell. Oh, he's done that! Now he tries to finish it right. Randleman out. There you go. Exactly as advertised. Liddell throws the punch. He connects. And this one is over quickly. And Randleman was out. And this fight is over.
Randleman don't even know. You don't even know he was out.
And I actually think if you look at it, Randleman was distracted. He turned his head and looked to the side, and Liddell took advantage of it.
Well, you can't put your hands down out in that ring.
No, but watch right here. You'll see him kind of fall right into that punch.
Left hook right on the button. He was in serious trouble there.
He wasn't distracted a bit. He ate that punch.
He just caught it right on the button, put him right to sleep.
The fight was stopped, and Chuck Liddell is victorious. Watch it again.
A great setup. Look at Liddell. Lateral movement, and then boom, right over his hand. Beautiful shot. He didn't know he was going down.
And he did. One punch. Good power.
And what a great reaction from the man we just described appropriately so as a man who can finish a fight instantaneously, as Chuck Liddell victorious over Kevin Randleman. Let's go to Bruce.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner by knockout at 1 minute, 18 seconds of the very first round. For the winner, the Iceman, Chuck Liddell.
Now the welterweight title is on the line tonight. Pat Miletich is the present champion. But I will tell you guys, there are plenty of contenders. Pat Miletich, Carlos Newton for the world welterweight title.
Methodical tactician, high-flying superstar, team leader, solitary Zen master. UFC welterweight champion Pat Miletich and Canadian submission expert Carlos Newton are as different as night and day, but both have proven themselves to be among the elite in the world of mixed martial arts. Carlos Newton is a Ronin, a masterless samurai who has traveled the world collecting victories and developing a reputation as one of the most exciting young fighters in mixed martial arts today. Pat Miletich, with an undefeated UFC record of 7-0, has reigned over the UFC's welterweight division for 3 years and is the only fighter to ever hold his title.
Pat, very experienced, smart guy, you know, very strategic fighter.
Carlos is a good athlete, great athlete, so we're going to be flying all over the place.
He's never really faced an opponent like me before.
Feel great. It's the first time in 4 or 5 years I've been able to train without injuries. I'm in the best shape of my life, and I'm ready to rock and roll.
I want to make this one of the most exciting fights in UFC history.
I plan to punch him hard, punch him a lot, and when we're on the ground, I'm going to stay after him.
I think it's about time I had a UFC title.
It'll be a war, I'm sure.
Pat Miletich versus Carlos Newton for the UFC welterweight championship of the world.
Miletich against Newton. Official introductions. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, millions of mixed martial arts fans around the world are sitting on the edge of their seats right now as they anticipate the battle about to take place in the octagon between these two welterweight UFC warriors. These two men are about to go head-to-head to battle it out and see who will leave with the coveted UFC welterweight champion of the world title. Let's begin with the fighter standing to my left. He is a 3-time Canadian Jiu-Jitsu champion and a 2-time Canadian Pancration champion. Standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 169 pounds. Fighting out of Newmarket, Ontario, Canada. He follows the code of the samurai. Please welcome the Ronin, Carlos Newton. And his opponent, absolutely no stranger to the octagon. He is an expert in the Miletich fighting systems. He holds a mixed martial arts record of 30-3 and has an undefeated UFC record of 7-0. Standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 169 pounds. Fighting out of Bettendorf, Iowa. He is back for his 7th defense of the title because he is the undisputed, undefeated UFC welterweight champion of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him. Please welcome him. He is the Croatian sensation, Pat Miletich.
5th title defense here tonight for Pat Miletich as he is set to take on Carlos Newton. Our referee is Big John McCarthy.
Here we go, welterweight championship. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get it on, come on.
The title is on the line. Age and experience against youth and exuberance.
Well, I noticed a difference right away in Carlos Newton's stance. He's got a much more powerful stance there for punching and kicking.
Now, Miletich can throw them. Despite the fact he is often won by submission and he's a very cerebral fighter, he can throw some heavy hands. Just ask his training partner, Matt Hughes, who said, I hate sparring with him because he toys with me all the time. Can he toy, though, with the talents of Carlos Newton on the feet?
Well, Carlos asked me something really interesting before the fight. He said, how do I beat Pat Miletich? I said, well, one, I don't know, and two, move your head out of the way because he's got great straight punches.
Let's go. Seemed to rush him. Look for a quick double leg there. Miletich waiting for it. Ooh, inside trip attempt there by Newton.
Well, he did a knee and then an inside trip. It's really tricky.
Newton is an approach to the sport is not all that different than Shoney Carter.
Oh, right hand.
A thinking man's fighter for a young man. Working on Miletich, who may be the best tactician or one of them that we have ever seen inside the octagon. They're sizing each other up here. Early part of the first of 5 scheduled 5-minute rounds.
Does he drop his hands as he backs out?
He does. And, you know, Miletich as well, he's got a bad habit of backing up straight backwards. He doesn't circle out. He's got a bad habit of backing up with his hands down. And it hasn't hurt him yet, but it could be something in this fight.
Pat says for the first time in years.
Oh, nice left hook.
He comes in 100% healthy, and he looks good right now.
He looks really good. Oh, another counter left hook.
And he's got that look on his face, too, like he knows he's got a pattern here that he likes.
Now, he's sensitive to the criticism, is our champion Pat Miletich, that, you know, the joke around town many times has been the Croatian sedation. And he is sensitive to that and has tried to take it to his opponents in previous fights. But the sensation does exactly what any fighter should do, and that is finds a way to win whatever it is.
A win is a win is a win. No matter how you get it, you put that in your belt, you go home. Pat Miletich has been, you know, a master of getting that win.
If you can put your opponent to sleep, that would be a submission, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. You lull him into a pattern.
Neither showing any hesitation to try to throw some leather here. Good kick by Miletich, and that connected.
I think Miletich, in my opinion here, seems to be wanting to stay standing.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to go down.
He definitely wants this fight standing up.
I visited on numerous occasions with Pat. One of the gentlemen.
Come on, guys, come on, keep it going.
Very, very big proponent of this sport, getting the notoriety that it deserves.
Well, Newton's got great head movement here, but you see after he punches, he doesn't get out of the way. He's getting all the counter shots, especially that left hook by Miletich. He just caught one right there.
It seems Newton does have more raw speed, but not experience.
He's got more speed and probably more power, but he doesn't have the experience to cover up, move out of the way, and get out of the position. Miletich definitely does.
Miletich is strong. You know, obviously the difference between power and strength is power is while in motion. Ability to use full body. How quickly you can move the object. But Miletich is strong. I've gone with Miletich too, and he is strong. They're able to sprawl nicely. Arm throw.
Good job, let's go.
Beautiful array of techniques, though.
That was a pure Greco-Roman standing arm throw. Classic step, back step.
Nice right hand there.
Miletich, don't forget, has a good foundation of ground skills.
Another right hand.
So if Newton takes him to the ground, if he can take him to the ground, Miletich will not be in a totally unfamiliar area. But so far, Newton has not been able to close the gap and avoid the rights and lefts of Pat Miletich.
Good work, both doing good, come on.
Interesting the way Newton keeps switching his stance. Almost like he's uncomfortable in one, so he switches to the other, orthodox, unorthodox.
Do you think it makes Pat think and change the way he was patterning his attack?
It does.
Yeah.
And he's changed it already because the target has changed directions.
Maybe it opens up a kick, too.
There's a kick, and there's the shoot. That is what Newton wanted. But it took him almost the entire elapsed time of the first round to be able to take this down to his work.
It is, and with 20 seconds left, how much work can he do?
Absolutely.
On the bottom.
Well, Pat knows that. He can just hang on here and not try to do too much. It'll be interesting to see if Newton tries to steal the round here. It's not going to happen, not now. He'd have to hit a huge blow in, and it's not going to happen.
So the majority of round number 1 of this fight takes place with both fighters on their feet.
Let's go over and listen into Miletich's corner.
Left hook is what's going to do it for you. Left leg, left hand. He's leaving himself open that left hook. Every time you break a clinch, you throw the left hook. It's going to be there. His hands are way down. You were this close last time. You keep throwing that left hook every time you break the clinch. Every time you break the clinch. Water on my head. Get some water on his head. Dump some water. Towel right behind you. Take that. Make sure you wipe it up, Jaden. Towel right there. Yeah. Take a drink.
And Miletich very comfortable with where this fight was taking place in round number 1. But as we broke down this fight, Frank and Jeff, we thought that this would be the toughest test that Miletich has had since winning the title when he fought Mikey Burnett in Ultimate Brazil and won a split decision. We're underway here in round number 2. If it goes the distance, it will go 5 5-minute rounds.
Newton has fought some quality people, and that is why his stock is so high. Miletich, nice attention.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful leg trip. And the follow-up. Uh-oh.
Gave him the chance to come up, and he took full advantage of it, looking for a guillotine now. Nice sequence. Nice sequence. Miletich now trying to position himself here in the side mount. You could see Newton keeping his left arm in the way of a knee coming into his ribs. Fending off, very comfortable.
It took Carlos Newton 4.5 minutes in round 1 to get this fight down to the mat. It took him only about 30 seconds or so here in round number 2. But what can he do from here is now the question. There's a shot that connected from Miletich. And they're back to their
nice
feet.
knee. That one landed.
A knee from Newton. And now Newton with a combination. And he's got the mojo.
Whoa. Miletich still firing away. Precision punches, they just missed. But they're combinations.
Good shot back on the forearm.
Misses on the first, maybe the second, connects on the third, but Newton now picking it up.
Newton's so athletic. Miletich so confident in the center of the ring. Ooh.
That'll slow Newton down a little bit.
And I think that's the one thing that Newton is missing is the kicks. He always got his punches, but he's not taking away the movement and agility of Pat Miletich.
Pat seems to be the stalker, the one who's more naturally moving forward.
There's that switch of stance again.
High.
And again, the same thing. He goes to the kick with the left leg.
No, the kick is no longer not in the arsenal.
Oh, we got paid
of
back.
Either fighter. A little payback there from Pat Miletich. And another one that catches that leg square.
That one hurt.
That one hurt. That was a good one. That was solid.
Miletich tries to get the left, and he's thrown down to the mat.
More time now. A lot more time for Newton to operate.
2 minutes, 20 seconds remains in round number 2. Although he is 33 years old, the conditioning of Pat Miletich has never been a problem. Newton just 24 years old. He says, I wake up, I eat, I train, I eat, I train, I eat, I train, and then I sleep.
And then I sleep.
And sleeps very well, I'm sure. This round's close so far, isn't it, Jeff? Very close round thus far.
Yes, it is.
Newton staying nice and busy there in that guard position, going body, head with the punches. It's nice work.
Working, come on.
There he is again. Hook that right hand right in on the chin.
Just under 90 seconds now remains in the round. 1-1 the record of Carlos Newton, defeating Bob Gilstrap, losing to Dan Henderson at UFC 17. Last time we saw Pat Miletich defend his title was against Yamamoto back in Japan in December of 2000.
Miletich looks very, very comfortable here. He doesn't seem to be at all frustrated. He seems to know where he is. He seems to be stifling any kind of real offense from Newton at this point.
Well, this goes back to his background in jiu-jitsu, and that is what we saw early from Pat Miletich, was that cerebral approach and that great display of patience when his opponent was working on top of him.
Yeah, cool, calm, and patient. That's exactly what Pat Miletich is. Interesting, I saw Newton didn't utilize the fence until his corner told him about 6, 7, 8 times to get him over there. I wonder if his inexperience at using the fence will plague him in this fight.
And now he's only got about 30 seconds, now 20 seconds to try to take advantage of the fact that he got Miletich to the fence.
Oh, Miletich trying a leg choke there.
Yeah, he let his legs come up pretty high.
10 seconds remains in the second round.
Great at defense. Deflecting all those punches, nothing really hitting clean.
Newton trying to stay busy enough here to perhaps gain victory in round number 2.
And that was a tough one to score. And Newton got the takedown, so it's going to be a close. I think the first round did go to Pat. So we might be tied. Pat may have a slight edge, but it's a good fight. 3 rounds left.
It's your third round coming up.
And we're looking at a sequence here. Miletich got kicked in the head by Newton. And talk about turnabout fair play. You'll see them start to engage one another until they start to close the gap. And then right here, you'll see the hand is down. You see Newton's hand is down. Once that arm comes down, look for Miletich's leg to start to come up for the kick. Let's see how it plays out. And right there.
Seconds out, get it out. Seconds out, get out, let's go, get it out.
Some more action in that round. Miletich now able to get a good takedown. Driving Miletich down to the ground. Newton with that double. And that was some of the only scoring other than some trading strikes in that round.
Well, we saw the one kick from Carlos Newton right after Frank said we hadn't seen a kick. So perhaps he was listening. Former middleweight champion to my right.
Might be that bionic hearing.
You got that right. Well, he is a samurai, that is for sure. And he takes a combination again.
And that's when he's leading, playing the right-handed game.
Nice kick.
That
Good.
one hurt.
Right-left combination, land the kick.
Now the inside of the leg. Oh. And if you start thinking about the leg, the hands become even more dangerous.
Yeah, Carlos is punching now, but when he comes back, he's really dropping his hands. Really dangerous right now.
Nice knee
from Miletich.
Caught him leaning over for it, too.
Timeout called by Big John McCarthy.
Newton's tired.
He's tired, but he lost the contact, I believe. McCarthy's looking at his eye.
Get something in his eye?
Got poked in the eye, he's getting his eye rinsed.
Let's watch the knee. Miletich.
Look at the replay, you can see it.
He moves forward there, right hand missed, and there's short
Nice
right
little
hand.
Continue? Yes, just rinse it out.
Catch him with the end of the glove.
Maybe, or a finger or something. It's hard to tell.
You okay?
It's as they were separating.
I'm sure it was purely accidental, because they both seem to be okay about it.
Let's get it on, come on.
Pat's really mixing things up here in this round with his strikes, isn't he?
He is. He's gone using kicks both outside and inside, following it up with 2 3-punch combinations. It's good stuff. Not singular punching, head hunting.
How does Newton counter? Oh, his big attack to Pat Miletich. Oh, Miletich again with the kick. And Newton brings him down.
Nice double. Head right in the center. That works really well.
And he was able to hold it. You see Miletich got his hips set, but he kept the motion going, so he never got to apply sprawl. Drove him over backwards.
It's apparent at this point in this matchup that when Newton can bring Miletich down, he is only going to do so after receiving some type of punishment.
Yeah, he's taking damage getting him down, and Miletich knows it, and that's why he's just chilling and being patient, administering the points, taking the damage as he goes.
Longest fight we've seen in some time for Pat Miletich.
And I've been impressed with Miletich's guard. Newton, as of yet, has really had no offense mounted from within Miletich's guard. No submission attempts, no real ground and pound, no trying to pass the guard. I'm wondering.
He's been totally neutralized. Miletich has been able to completely neutralize his offense. You see him cover up right there right away. He's a savvy guy.
His hands are always in the way. Those arms will never have a straight shot in. And his conditioning, there's no question that Miletich is in good shape. Cuts the body to the side, trying to create some space.
Trying to get his back. Trying to get Miletich in
he's got
trouble
the head.
Looking
He's got the head tight.
Looking to
He's got
lock
it tight.
Looking to lock it in. There's the tip. It's over. Carlos Newton has choked out Pat Miletich. And we have a new world welterweight champion. Wow. That quickly. Wow. Carlos Newton is the new champion.
He caught the champ. He caught the champ. He found one submission lock and he made it work. He was patient.
He was very patient. He took damage, he did, but you saw he got that head and he never let it go.
Boy, look at that arm. Look at that arm.
You know, we talk about technique all the time. This is your classic, grab that head and squeeze it until you win move. He just got the head.
He caught the chin. He never let Miletich turn the chin in.
He got the head and would not let go.
Wow. Just that fast. And that is what this world of mixed martial arts has become. A chess game where one move can finish it so quickly. Hanging on for dear life.
And it shows that even when you can't seem to find a way, there's enough different ways that you can keep choosing and eventually find an option that works. What a tight choke.
And Miletich visibly upset afterwards, getting himself caught in that position, Jeff.
Yes, he was. He felt that was a mistake that he could have avoided. He's somebody that tries to limit mistakes. Newton is somebody that takes great risks. There's great contrast, experience and new, but it was Newton, then youth, that prevailed.
Let's check in with Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner by tap out at 2 minutes, 50 seconds of the third round. For the winner and new UFC welterweight champion of the world, Carlos the Rodin Newton.
I'll tell you later.
Let's have a big hand for a great champion, Mr. Pat Miletich.
I think Miletich just said to Newton, how did you do that? And Carlos Newton said, I will tell you later. The commissioner of the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, Larry Hazard, putting the belt on the new champion, Carlos Newton. Heavyweight title is on the line. Pedro Hizzo and Randy the Natural Couture. Michael DiPasquale, John Burdick, and Douglas Crosby, tonight's judges for this heavyweight title fight. Tail of the tape, Pedro Hizzo against Randy the Natural Couture. 27 years old is the challenger. Hizzo, a decade younger than Randy the Natural Couture, one of the finest wrestlers in the world today. This is all about mixed martial arts. It's all about hands and feet and strikes and kicks and maybe some mat work. Couture and Hizzo, the tail of the tape, and we are close to going. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's UFC Locked and Loaded event is sponsored by Gordon Biersch Brewing Company. Beer like it ought to be. UFC Locked and Loaded is also sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board with Mr. Larry Hazard, State Athletic Control Board Commissioner, Gerald Gormley, Chairman, Francis Schiller, Board Member, and Stephen Katz, Board Member. And now, it's time to begin the main event of the evening. The battle for the UFC Heavyweight Championship begins with the fighter standing to my left. He is a Vale Judo expert with a UFC record of 6-1, with 5 wins by knockout. Standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 230 pounds. Fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. He is back in the octagon, and he is ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, please please welcome Pedro the Rock Hizzo. And across the octagon to my right, he is a wrestler with a UFC record of 5-0. He is the only man to ever hold a UFC title on 2 separate occasions. Standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 223 pounds, fighting out of Gresham, Oregon. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the current UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Randy the Natural Couture.
Couture's mother is here tonight, watching this show live for the first time. And our referee, none other than the best in the business, Big John McCarthy.
Here we go, heavyweight championship. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get it on!
Here we go, heavyweight title fight, Couture and Hizzo. A second chance for Pedro Hizzo to try to reign supreme in the heavyweight division. He eats a left quickly from Randy Couture. Couture, the Greco-Roman wrestler, wants to clinch, wants to close the quarters and get away from the hands and the feet and the knees of Pedro Hizzo.
He doesn't want to get caught coming in on a rush either, so it'll be interesting to see how cerebral he'll be with setups.
And he's good setups for this because he just cannot take the damage from Pedro. Pedro punches way too hard and kicks way too hard.
The one thing Pedro knows he must do here tonight is initiate, as he was unable to do that in his title fight against Kevin Randleman, and he went down to defeat that night. Ironically, it was Randleman recently defeated by Couture when Couture won the belt again.
Well, Couture's really good at this clinch game.
He's great at the clinch game, and he's trying to get him against the fence and give Pedro credit. He knows that's the tactic, and he keeps circling to the center.
It'll be interesting to see who starts striking out of this position first. Oh, Pedro, there it is.
Greco-Roman wrestling, all the way to the Greek Olympics. There's great history of combating. You want to talk about a throwback, that is Randy Couture, but he has new toys to go with his throwback skill.
When they're binding like that and they start to chase one another, watch for the knee to come up awful quick too.
And sharp technique there by Couture to knee Hizzo right in the thighs. Just short, sharp. Those are the little shots that 20 minutes in really plague you.
Watch a knee, 2 hands on the head here. Watch for a knee.
Again, 5 5-minute rounds scheduled here in this title fight. Some uppercuts. The one thing I asked Randy Couture about were the knees of Pedro Hizzo when he had his opponent in the clinch, and he said, I'm not seeing Pedro use the knees as much as one would anticipate he could and would. So he is concerned, but he has yet to see Pedro be truly effective with the knees in close quarters.
I really think that's how Pedro's going to solve this riddle of the clinch, is to come up with that knee and break them hands open for fear that Couture will take more shots.
There's the knee.
Nice.
There's the knee.
That's softening. I tell you, them knees, especially when you're coming forward, really take you.
Jammed into the fence by Randy Couture. And now he's trying for some ground and pound in the half guard of Pedro Hizzo, but using the leverage of having his opponent against the fencing. If Couture gets that full mount, it is dangerous.
Dangerous.
And he's good in there. He's got good balance so he can keep his punching stance.
He's overwhelming right now. Pedro trying to get him into the guard. He has done so. And now he closes it.
So short with that shoulder punch.
They're using shoulders.
Who taught him all this stuff?
I think he taught himself most of it, buddy.
The sport keeps evolving,
It sure
Frank.
does. That's very impressive to see a technique like that come out.
Up to the feet it comes, back down with a big hammer from the natural Randy Couture. Hizzo in front of his own corner and his mentor Marco Ruas. The last Brazilian champion that we have seen in the UFC back in '95.
Good
Couture with the forearms.
Really working Pedro Hizzo. And he's open Pedro Hizzo. Cut on the nose.
It looks like he's cut on his head as well as the bridge of that nose.
And that's been One knock against Pedro Rizzo is he seems to cut.
Oh, he's got a deep cut on his head. It's coming down. Oh,
Couture overwhelming. He has it into his world right now.
Everything's short.
And still 60 seconds remains in round one. Couture's trying to finish him. McCarthy's right in there, making sure Rizzo can intelligently defend himself. Rizzo taking tons of punishment here. Couture with rights and more rights. And he finishes another one. Combinations on Rizzo. Rizzo trying to work through this flurry of punches by Randy Couture. Left, left, and another left.
He does need to do something.
He's got to do something offensive. They're going to pull this fight, but he's got to get his legs in there and kick him back. He's got to get space.
McCarthy's right there, making sure that the fighter's safety is of the utmost concern and importance to the mixed martial arts world.
It's like they're both taking a breather now.
He did. He wiped his face. He had time to breathe.
A little breather, looking at the situation.
But you got to, how much energy is Couture losing here by punching, punching, punching? He's obviously scoring.
But he's also doing damage.
Big time damage, guys. Big time damage. And he finishes with a big one. Wow, what great heart shown by Pedro Rizzo. Wow.
That was a big storm he just weathered.
Wow, you know, we talked about who could do the most amount of damage in the shortest amount of time. Couture is way up on that deal. Wow.
We all thought if the punching power of Rizzo could end this, but that steady pressure eventually forcing him into his game of clinching, then the takedown, and then really the ability to stay on top and ground and pound well.
Totally. Just complete balance, complete control, scoring as much as he could.
Now he got some good damage in there. Let's go back and take a peek at some of this
here's
punching. Nice elbow. Bringing that forearm right down. Nice technique by Randy Couture.
Beautiful adapted wrestling technique with the forearm.
Second round set to begin. Online scoring at UFC.tv. Be part interactively of this heavyweight title fight here tonight. Mike Goldberg, Jeff Blattman, Frank Shamrock.
Did I see 22 under Pedro Rizzo? 78 to 22. Pedro, hard to believe he could have won that round.
Got faith in him.
Now that's his fans, and he certainly deserves great fans. He's a terrific. Oh, what a leg!
And he got him good.
He got him, hurt him.
Got him big time, right in the ribs, because Randy tried to shoot right back up from the mat and couldn't do so.
Oh, yeah.
The suddenness of a world-class striker, the most dangerous striker in the heavyweight division, felt right there by the champion Randy Couture.
And you've got to wonder here, why is Rizzo starting to slow down? Why isn't he trying to use this position? He hurt Couture, but he's not following up.
Come on, gotta move.
Pedro Rizzo, a young man who cried in the shower for hours at age 18 when he first suffered defeat in the fight world. And now he's back on his feet, trying to win for his country, trying to win for his hero, Marco Ruas. And man, did he withstand some punishment in round number one. Round number two just underway.
I'll tell you, that was one effective kick. It seems to have changed Randy Couture's attitude there totally.
Oh, it did. And that'd take a lot out of you, having all your weight on that leg, doing some sort of forward movement. Oh,
there's the kick. So far, second round, Pedro's game. Uppercut, combination, and Couture is stunned. Pedro with the left. Now his confidence skyrocketing. Just missed with that one. Combinations again have Couture frustrated. Is tonight payback to Marco Ruas for bringing in a young man who had not enough money to pay for his lessons.
Now Rizzo, we've seen this a couple times tonight where first round's totally opposite of the second. Couture stayed down there an awful long time. Whoa!
Combination again. And there it is, like the Shoney Carter fight we saw earlier tonight. The one shot that Rizzo got in to begin the second round gets between the ears of Randy Couture, gets into his mind and makes him hesitate on his game a bit. And that kick is not his game.
No,
I think Randy,
you saw how sloppy that was.
I wonder if Randy punched himself out in the first round, because it seems now he doesn't have anything left. He's breathing through an open mouth.
He does, and in his attempts at that double or that single show that he's not working that clinch game anymore, which is his real strength.
We thought tonight, beginning of the night, could be top to bottom the best card ever and the best set of fights in UFC history. The turns of fate and the twists of momentum have been astonishing to see.
Yes.
That's just an example of how this sport is. Anybody, anytime, with any move, can finish any fight.
That's why there's so much respect, Frank, between the competitors.
Oh, that was a big kick. That was a fight-changing kick right there. That was a huge kick.
Couture with the left and another combination. He's in trouble now. He's in big trouble now.
Oh!
If Hizzo connects, it could end here with still 1 minute and 35 seconds remaining.
Oh, the jab.
Couture has heart, but it seems that Hizzo's now in his world.
It's not looking good right here.
Hizzo, he must initiate. He must finish.
He's got to finish.
There's the left, the combination,
Couture's
and another
tired.
kick.
Couture is tired.
A decade of difference in age to the 37-year-old Randy Couture, the 27-year-old Pedro Hizzo.
Look at the marks.
Oh, high kick! A high kick.
Right, look at the nose.
The nose is bleeding now.
His nose immediately bleeding.
Couture, can he close the gap? Does he have enough energy to shoot again, Jeff? To clinch again?
This is where age is going to hurt Randy Couture. He doesn't have the ability to recover as quick as a 20-year-old.
Huas and the Hizzo corner are telling Pedro, stand up, stand up. Well, Pedro wants to catch his breath in this position, though, also.
Pedro's got this fight won.
There's a kick. There's a kick. It went towards the head.
And it's
so
a down
McCarthy
fighter.
comes in. A down fighter, you can kick his body, but not his head. And so that gives a mini break to Randy Couture.
Couture's all bloodied up there.
It just seems he's lost the snap in his legs.
There's an uppercut.
Lost it. There's the knee. Here comes the knee.
Another uppercut by Couture, but Hizzo.
You saw Couture look over at the clock.
Able to move away.
They're both tired.
No damage done there by Couture on Pedro Hizzo. Down goes Couture. 5 seconds in the round. McCarthy's right there. 5 seconds now. The horn's gonna sound. And Couture takes all the punishment here in round number 2. They are on their feet here in Atlantic City.
This place is going crazy.
What a great round of action. And it all started right here. Watch this kick, it's gonna come up, hits the hand, but it catches a good portion of the head as well. And Hizzo started to open it up in the standing position. Nice kick. That kick caught him partly in the midsection, a lot on the leg, and it forced Couture down to the ground. And once there, Hizzo knew what to do. There, kicking the arm, it was close to the head. Can't kick the head of a down fighter. That would be a foul. McCarthy all over it, caught his elbow.
Can Randy Couture get his energy back to go into his game here in round number 3? Round 1 to Couture, round 2 to Hizzo, decisively online at UFC.tv. Jeff, you're the wrestler at heart, so is Randy Couture. What does the champion do here?
I think the champion wants to get Hizzo down on his back.
How can he do it?
He's going to have to, I would be suckering Pedro into throwing a right hand, trying to take the double out from underneath him. That or get him near the fence, just circling naturally with punches. Don't do it just from the clinch. Try to circle him near the fence, bull rush him, get him up against the fence. Then that's more Couture's world in the clinch. But Pedro's done a good job right from the onset of trying to keep his backside towards the middle of the octagon.
Good uppercuts there by Randy Couture to open up round number 3. And there's the shoot.
Nice sprawl.
But good takedown defense by Pedro Hizzo.
Really good takedown. And you see him get his hands inside. He got the underhook. He wasn't going down.
Now you got to remember, Couture's not a freestyle wrestler. He doesn't practice as much doing leg shots. He's got the ability to do a running double, but it's not going to be as proficient as one of the great freestylers like a Mark Jackson, who somewhat took you down, though you had an armbar carrying him down the whole way too. But that's the kind of thing that you do so well, is you have to have that ability to take a man down or at least set him up so you have a fighting chance of it. Straight on shots, tough to make work.
Don't forget Hizzo can also submit his opponent, although he doesn't appear to be very interested in going that direction right here. I think he wants to end it and end it with an exclamation point. Timeout called by John McCarthy to attend to Randy Couture.
I guess they're checking the nose of Couture.
Well, it was interesting on that kick. Izzo threw the kick, and Couture blocked it with his hand, but in turn punched his own self in the nose.
This is what did the damage.
There's that big leg kick. Oh, that's the kick to the head. Nice. He's going to punch himself right in the nose. That's where the blood started.
Come on, let's go. You let him go.
And there on the ground, the kick into the arm. It didn't hit the head, so it is legal. The old rule was no kicking a down fighter at all. But that rule was expanded to no kicking the head of a down fighter.
One undefeated champion has already gone down to defeat for the first time in
he's going to get him.
UFC career.
Down.
Couture trying to avoid the same fate.
This fight has been fantastic. Back and forth they go. Let's see if Randy Couture now in round 3 can get back to his offense.
Who withstood more damage? Was it Izzo in round 1 or was it Couture in round 2?
That's a tough one to call. They're both really putting it out there.
Let me ask you this, Frank. If you're more fatigued, does it hurt worse?
Not that it hurts worse. It's just that your mind thinks it does.
Yes.
It doesn't actually hurt any more or less. It's just that your brain goes, wait, I'm really tired, and now it hurts.
Fatigue makes cowards of us all.
You know it.
And I thought Randy was seemingly very fatigued in that second round. I thought maybe he might have punched himself out in round 1, smelling Izzo's blood, thinking, hey, I can end this now. But it may have cost him in round 2. He just didn't have any juice. But now, using good tactic, getting the takedown finally, can he operate here with any kind of energy?
I think that's a great question because we have not seen him go into the ground and pound, try to really pass the guard yet of Pedro Izzo here. As he was able to do so, it seemed with some relative ease in round number 1 when he had more in the tank.
He didn't really try to pass Izzo's guard. He just has those nice, short, choppy blows. and if he can get those in, he doesn't care where he is.
It's not a pass, it's a charge, right?
Yeah. It's just go ahead and get those small shots in, and I think that's all you're going to see him attempt here. I'm surprised he's up on his legs burning energy. I thought he'd stay down on his knees and just work from that position, try to get some of the air back, and if he does, maybe then he feels he has the punching power to put a flurry in.
Let's go.
Don't forget, coming up June 29th, light heavyweight championship title fight at the Meadowlands, the Continental Airlines Arena. Our champion Tito Ortiz against the challenger Elvis Sinison. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com. Wow, this show has been spectacular. A new champion a moment ago in the welterweight division. Carlos Newton and Izzo trying to become the new champion in the heavyweight division. This round's been somewhat even with now 48 seconds remaining.
No clear winner in this round. I think both the guys are just trying to catch their air. The Pedro started to do something interesting. He's actually starting to strike from the bottom a little bit, which he hasn't done throughout this show. I think that's been hurting him when he's been on the bottom.
Izzo has fought wrestlers and been victorious before. Mark the Hammer Coleman won a split decision over the former UFC World Heavyweight Champion back at UFC 18. Lost, of course, to Kevin Randleman.
Yeah, I think Randy's arms are really burnt. He pulls up like he wants to punch, and then he puts them back down, puts his chest back down. I believe those are signs of fatigue.
Those are small signs of fatigue.
There was a good left hand by Randy. Now covering the mouth. They're all learning that little Frank trick.
Set for the 4th round. And the 3rd round very close. Round 2 is when Pedro Izzo started to take the fight to Randy Couture.
And one of the big shots in that round was this high leg kick. Bang, it caught Couture's hand. You'll see it hit the hand, but it also catches part of the head, and the hand also hits the head, and that added to Izzo's scoring.
If Couture doesn't keep that left hand up, Frank, he suffers the same fate that Mark Coleman did on the high kick earlier in UFC history from Pete Williams.
Totally, and he's very vulnerable. The tireder he gets because of his style adaptation. He's basically a wrestler. He's not used to the fatigue of holding your hands up there, keeping them up that long. And as well, he keeps his hands away from his face. So you see him, when he took that kick, he ended up hitting himself. So he's taking 2 secondary shots, and that's just a sign of inexperience in striking.
And we are in championship territory here. 4th and 5th rounds separates the man from the rest.
It sure does, doesn't it? That extra 2 rounds.
Forget the imitations. This is truly the most intense hand-to-hand combat in the world today. The world of mixed martial arts, full of respect, regard, and high energy. There's a left that connects to Couture. Couture still trying to close in and work the uppercuts.
Wow, look at them uppercuts.
The uppercuts are good. They've been effective.
Very good. They're perfect for his style. He just adapted Greco-Roman right into punching.
A sport still largely misunderstood in the U.S. by many. So much camaraderie and respect amongst these fighters, and I'll tell you what, these two competitors respect each other.
Is Rizzo accepting the clinch position here?
It looks like he is.
I'm wondering, why doesn't he back up towards the center? And he's not.
That could prove to be a huge mistake. This is not where his world is.
Remember the hesitation and the almost state of falling asleep that Rizzo has fallen into in the past, especially in the Kevin Randleman fight. That has been one of the knocks on Pedro Rizzo. And that is why Marco Ruas tells him, you must initiate. Is he stopping the initiation here in this round, guys?
Trading.
Couture now is the aggressor.
But he's moving forward a lot here. This is what Rizzo likes, is a guy that moves forward.
Nice, pushing the head down, running out.
That's right, single leg, that's exactly what you want to do. Keep the man's head down.
Randy comes right after him. He takes the center of the ring.
There he goes, he's not chasing now, he's thinking again.
Jeff, you think that Pedro likes it more when guys come at him. He likes the counter.
Every time I've seen somebody knocked out, they were charging Pedro Rizzo. So yes, I think he's capable of knocking out straight standing, but he really enjoys getting a fighter to come at him, and he's good at doing it. He'll step in, he'll throw a punch, he'll sit still, and then he'll kind of take a step back, and it induces you to take that one step to follow him. And he's been very good with people, but it seemed that Randy got him to settle for clinch as well. So I think once you get that heart rate up around 185, 200, your mind starts telling you some crazy things.
I think as well, Pedro Rizzo at heart, he's a pro kickboxer. Really is.
Yep.
And in pro kickboxing, you have that timing, you have that rhythm that you have to kind of follow. And I wonder if he gets trapped in that, as he gets tired, that he falls into that world.
And let's ask a question. Look at Randy Couture's left leg. Yeah. When's the last time Pedro? Well, there it was.
There we go.
I was wondering when that was going to come back. Oh, Couture's going to get him.
Not a good spot.
Side mount. Can he?
2 minutes.
Can he get to the ground and pound though? Can he work on Rizzo with the same frenetic pace that he worked on him in the first round here?
Well, he's got a lot of time. He doesn't need to have to go too hard yet. With 1:45, maybe take 15 seconds, see if you can improve your position, see what Rizzo will do if I move this way or that, then set up your flurry.
Keep in mind, if this fight goes the distance, then it renders a judge's decision. So it is not a situation where Couture has to finish his opponent. He just needs to control these later rounds.
They've each traded a round. I'm not sure if Rizzo may have gotten a dominant round in the second round, but they each traded a round. Third round, awful close.
Absolutely.
This round, awful close. Not sure who could win this. Up to the judges. But the one factor in round 3 and 4 is Couture had a takedown.
It's true.
And that may even or put him ahead of his striking.
Randy's wife Tricia here in attendance. She was a little ill. She had a sore stomach the first time she ever watched Randy fight in mixed martial arts. She's better now. I don't know how mom Sharon Coronas is handling this though. His 2 children, Ryan, who placed 3rd in the state in wrestling in Oregon, And his daughter Amy's 16 and a heck of a little submission wrestler and kickboxer herself. So fighting runs in the Couture family.
In the family.
Absolutely. You have to wonder now, late in the round, who can steal this round. Whoever's active now leaves the impression with the judges.
And so much on the line, guys, for Pedro Rizzo. We saw the up-close feature from James Wormy, shot in Brazil. And a young kid who just wanted to be involved in the sport. And Marco Ruas said, I know you don't have enough money, but come on in and train with me, and I'll try to turn you into a champion. And believe me, Pedro would like to get this for himself. He wants it equally, if not more so, for his country and for his hero, Marco Ruas, as he walks and talks to the former champion Ruas here. And it's going to come down to the fifth and final round, and perhaps a judge's decision.
Here's that takedown. See him get in deep side. He's got his hips right here.
And what's good about Randy is he continues to turn the corner. By doing so, left hand on the far hip, near arm seizing right around the knee, and with the head pushing into the back, it's going to force Rizzo's head to the side and down. And when it does so, the hips come up. Let's take a peek. Right here, turns the corner, and able to drive him down. And that was a pretty good impact there. Rizzo's head bounced.
Yeah, that was nice. Like, he really kind of hung onto it too long. Like he needed to get out of that, but he didn't.
Fifth and final round.
Are you ready?
5 minutes remains. That one, a slight edge. Round 4 online from our fans around the world to the champion Randy Couture.
Rizzo's moving forward. Haven't seen this too much. This is really the first time in the fight. Rizzo was actually moving forward there. He's starting to press.
Now he's moving forward more. He's moving his hands more. He's a little more relaxed. They're bouncing around a little bit. I think if he stuck that jab out there and baited Couture in, he could really hook him with one of them hooks or a knee.
Just hit Couture with a jab.
Yeah.
Missed with that one.
He needs to lead him in on them jabs. He needs to stick it out there and make it like a measuring stick and make him come around that.
Does Randy at this point almost feel like he's one takedown away from victory?
I don't know.
I'm not sure he feels that way at this point.
Not
I'm sure
quite
he'd
yet.
want to. Yes, I think he'd like to get to that stage. It's just this is the opportunity Rizzo's been waiting for. Nice.
Complete counter right there.
Yep, good defense.
That's got to be a little intimidating.
Combination. Randy's got to work through this right here with Rizzo trying to throw the punches and the kicks. This sport has evolved throughout the last few years so much, guys, but it's still right now almost coming down to striking against wrestling.
I saw Rizzo's hands on the hips. There's a sign that he's a little tired of carrying those hands. That might limit his punching prowess here in the fifth round.
He's breathing pretty good. His mouth's open pretty good.
That was a real arcing throw there by Randy. Not very straight, but I tell you, I thought he was gassed in the second period, and here he is in the second round. Here he is in the fifth.
I'm really
and he's in this fight.
Cover.
You know, these 3 minutes are going to tell who wins the fight, and he just can't get the penetration step he needs. And no follow-up from Rizzo, so he's got to be tired as well.
Work through it, come on. Don't leave it to
Pedro Rizzo started in martial arts at age 3.
I am amazed. Look at how hard they're both breathing. They are exhausted fighters.
2 minutes, 45 seconds remain.
I mean, I've had my arms rubbery in a wrestling match, but I've never had to hold them up to protect my head the whole time as well. It's just amazing the kind of effort that these fighters put out. It is why I respect this sport so much.
It's also amazing the quality of athlete we get in here, who's willing to adapt himself to these rules and these styles.
All right, we're down to 220. Nothing has really moved since the shot from Couture, and now Rizzo getting active with some punches.
The heart displayed by these fighters here tonight should have ended in round 1, could have ended in round 1, with Couture being victorious. Should have, could have, but did not end in round 2 when Rizzo overwhelmed the champion.
Well, if I was a judge and this fight finished like this, I'd be looking at the guy on top to be called the winner.
Oh, there we go. They're back on their feet. 1:45 remains. There is no time but the presence now for the striker Rizzo. He is on his feet. Now maybe we're to that one last takedown.
Yeah, he's got to go. Izzo's really got to throw him. He's got to bait him in and try and land on him.
Can Randy be baited in, though? 125 on the clock.
Izzo always talks about how he always throws power punches, but I think it's limiting him here. He's got no measuring stick. He's got no way to lead him in.
Couture can't shoot, though.
Punch, punch, kid. That's Pedro right now. Punch, punch, kid.
He should be. He should be throwing combinations.
Punch, punch, kid.
He could win this round, and with the other ones being so close, this could be the fight.
Final minute of this heavyweight title fight.
This minute decides the fight.
And believe me, both those men inside the octagon know. The crowd starting to react to this final minute of competition.
Oh, big kick right there.
Couture follows with a kick of his own.
40 seconds on the clock.
Who will leave the last impression?
The man who does could very well leave with the belt. Couture.
30 seconds.
Closes in.
37-year-old Randy Couture.
Izzo got him there.
If he stays in this kind of range, doesn't try to circle, get outside the arm, get him near the fence. This is Izzo's game. I don't know what Randy can do here except try to trade punches with a better puncher.
There's a shot. He goes down. 5 seconds left. 4, 3. Izzo finishing with the flurry.
Oh, my God.
It's all over.
Wow.
Time has expired. The judges will render a decision. And this jam-packed Trump Taj Mahal is electric in anticipation of who may win this heavyweight bout.
A lot will decide, Mike, on how they look at the third and the fourth rounds. Striking relatively even. Couture got some takedowns. Izzo was more active in that last minute, probably won the 5th round with that activity there. He also shut Couture down really in that round, so I'd give the 5th to Izzo.
Everyone is on their feet. Could we have another new champion tonight? Or will Randy Couture hold on to the most prestigious title in the world of mixed martial arts?
There were no fouls in the fight, so it's purely the judges' score.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I announce the winner, let's have a big hand for these two heavyweight UFC warriors. We go to the judges' cards for a decision. All 3 judges scored a unanimous win for the winner, and still UFC heavyweight champion of the world, the natural Randy Couture.
Don't forget, log on for daily updates, profiles, stories on the past events and those in our future at www.ufc.tv. A night of terror, a night for wrestlers like Matt Lindland, who put on a great show. In fact, it was a good night for the Couture camp, with Lindland winning early. And then how about Petey Williams, who was good against the big man early, but in the end, 6'9", 250 pounds plus too much, semi-Schilt victorious. They marched in, they stepped in, they grooved in, they went and they went again. And Shoney Carter displayed the widest array of talents here tonight with the one-handed flip and another win on his resume. Hold your breath for this one. It's Randleman and it's Chuck Liddell. And with one quick step of that big left hand, Randleman was out and Liddell would live a victor another day. You like the men in black or you like the champion? Which one? We love them both. And they went and went and went again. And in the end, the great tactician as he is, the Croatian sensation, had to tap and loses for the first time in his career. We have a new world welterweight champion. And then finally, in one of the greatest fights in Ultimate Fighting Championship history, they go the distance, Couture and Izzo. And in the end, the wrestler, Randy Couture, holds on to his title. For all of us, good night from Atlantic City.
Are you ready? Let's do this. Let's go. Come on.
Here we go in the lightweight category. The weight class of athletes 155 pounds and under. And quickly both use the knee. Oh, what a great pace to strike the knees. Gilbert is a great wrestler, and he keeps on coming. And BJ Penn has what you call, Frank, natural power.
Absolutely. He's one of those, you punch, you punch, you punch. Some people got power and some people don't. This kid has got power. You cannot teach power.
Should have spread him out. Go in the mount.
Oh, this is a really, really bad spot for Gilbert right here. BJ in the mount is just a bad idea. The skill he's got in jiu-jitsu, it's just a bad idea.
Since Gilbert's content to hang on the head, keep the head down, limiting what BJ Penn can do, he's going to be spending some energy there.
Boy, he is, and you see, Gilbert's concentrating on the head. BJ Penn is advancing his leg. He's getting a better mount position.
Been a real quick study and a quick learner. That's why they call him the prodigy. He picks up things at an unbelievable pace.
That's the crazy thing about him. I've trained with him. Yeah. And he'll ask you a question, and you show him to him, and then you're sorry. Because he'll do it to you.
Oh, he's free now. Here it comes.
Got the full mount trying to work Joey Gilbert.
Here comes that power.
Now there's no strikes to the back of the head. And so you have to be careful here to come directly down with your fist. And now he's got his back. And Penn recognized that.
He had a good bridge, he just was not fast enough.
Joey, roll!
That wasn't a roll enough. He's in trouble now.
You heard his corner tell him to roll, but he should have went for the full roll.
That's right. You want to throw yourself right on your back.
Look how flexible BJ is. He's got his arm flat, so Joey cannot stop the choke. Look how high his legs are up on Gilbert's body.
And he's choking him anyway. He's covering the mouth and nose.
Oh, that's an old school trick. Where'd he pick that up at?
He got that right.
I don't know.
I'll tell you what, BJ Penn, guys, comes in with a ton of height. And if he can live up to 10 or 15% of the height, it will be an outstanding debut, and so far so good for BJ Penn working against Joey Gilbert, the native of Chicago. They are on their feet and the knee connect. Both are not hesitant to go after each other.
Gilbert's asking for his mouthpiece. That's the wrong time.
Got a spinning kick, I believe, there, and paid for it. He's down.
Mouthpiece back in. Nice work by Mason White.
Now that's service.
Absolutely.
That is service.
You ordered a mouthpiece, sir?
Absolutely.
I have delivered it to you.
He's going to get out now.
Come on, keep working. Come on.
Well, he might be able to pull his hand to arm out. He's keeping it in there so there's no guillotine. Gilbert's best defense has been this, limiting where BJ Penn can move.
Well, unfortunately, it takes a lot of energy to do that, to limit that, and he's taking damage, and he's got to come out of the bad position. He's just working himself in the hole. Gilbert needs to pop some hits up, get back up to wrestling. That's what he's good at.
Joey Gilbert, recently a father for the second time, fighting tonight, thinking about his 3-week-old son, Ronan. His second child, has a daughter already. And so far, Ronan would say, Daddy, BJ's got you in a little bit of trouble. Of course, he can't speak yet, I would assume. Just the quickness and explosiveness that Penn has shown so far is very impressive.
It slowed down a little bit, but BJ's in a good position here. Penn is all set up here.
I don't know why Penn won't just get his head out and move to something. Can't break the block of Joey Gilbert. It must be a tremendous lock there, and he's got great endurance to be able to hang on to it this long. There it is.
Oh, there's a good right. Quick one, but a good one. Sure. And that connected.
Joey, we're going knee bar right now. We're going. You're going.
You can hear the corner. We're going knee bar, Joey.
That's what we're going to work on the knee bar.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
Well, you know, it's like we talked about before. It's a great move, but you're trapped in that downward position. You got to go all the way through or pay the price.
The old school move of trying to take a little bit of the gas out of the tank again by covering the mouth and taking away that natural breathing pattern of your opponent.
I'm telling you, it works good.
It works
especially when the opponent says, oh, he's got the back.
Oh, big mistake. He's got him surfboarded clean. He's working it now. Coming from the side. And working it in the final seconds of round number one. Mason White pulls him up, and this one is over.